Hey folks, before we get into the thick on this, I just want to say a few things. I apologize for my labored breathing. I have a trick from throat cancer. I'm good. It just doesn't sound that good on video. Where I'm coming from on this is last year I changed my drive belt, tried to jack it up, and you'll hear me say this again. That didn't work out, and I got under there the other day, a month or so ago, and noticed that the drive belt looked kind of mangled up. Not terrible, but so I'm saying something's wrong here. So I ordered another drive belt, and I said I'm gonna get into it again, but I'm gonna do it different this time, and you'll see what I did. So I'm not showing every move I make as far as loosening and tightening stuff. Get you a parts book if you don't have it. These are easy to find online. It'll show you all your illustrations, your part numbers. My main purpose for doing this is to help you avoid some of the trouble I went through. Once again, I've seen people do it on videos on YouTube where they did not drop the pieces or disassemble the pieces that I have, and my objective here was to try to figure out how a certified shop would do it. This is the frame, lawnmower frame. This is your transmission side. This is your engine side. This is the plate that you're going to be taking off. You can see it has 3 screws, both sides. There's a pin here. There's a lever that part of your deck lowering. I'm going to scroll down and show you that. You just pull a pin, that comes off. Take these 3 screws off. This will drop. Naturally, this is your belt tensioner assembly, fits on top of there. Okay, here's the frame again. Same thing, engine, transmission. Here's the levers I was talking about that goes on the pin. Each side just has a little clip. Pull the clip out, drop it down. No springs to worry about, no tensions, any of that stuff, and you'll have free access to the 3 bolts on each side. Okay, here is, this is your drive belt, transmission here, engine here. If you have a regular lawn tractor, this is the system you have, LT, lawn tractor. There is a GT, different. That's for pulling stuff and all that. Anyway, here is your tensioner assembly, spring, blah blah blah. Here's your pulleys. Okay, that mounts to the plate that we were discussing before, which is right there. This bolt naturally goes through here at the top. These are lock nuts. You don't replace them with anything except that part number. This spring connects to this hook. What I did, I went from the back with a piece of heavy aluminum wire, I guess it is. And what I did is this hook is mounted in the frame. I grabbed this the end of this spring, and I pulled it back, and I just released the hook from here. To get under there and do it by hand, I don't know if I'd even try that. When you drop this plate, okay, you'll see this hook here. I'm sorry, that's the part goes into the frame. If you turn this part, it'll be on here. Just turn, it'll drop down, you'll turn it, and you'll see it'll drop right off. It's a little horizontal design where it won't fall out in this position. Easy to do, real easy to do. These bolts take a 5/16 socket to remove. Okay, this is a 2016 Cub Cadet XT1 42-inch deck. What I'm trying to do is change the drive belt. You can see I got it leaning on its side. I tried the other way, jacking it up, and wasn't satisfied with that, so I'm doing it this way. You'll see by the drawings that I'm actually pulling the assembly, the drive tensioner assembly out. Anyway, what I did is I got a scissors jack. I jacked it up, going back and forth. Got it stabilized, got it blocked up where it can't move, so it don't fall on me. Pretty simple. Follow your safety rules. If you look under here, I tell you about the bracket, the deck lowering, part of the deck lowering mechanism. That's it there. The pin is right there. That little lever hanging, that's the one I was telling you about, that you have to let it loose before you can drop the assembly plate. Okay, so to get the belt out, or should I say, to get the belt loose, first thing is loosen up the bolt holding that this pulley here up on the engine shaft. It's a 5/8 socket, right hand thread. Loosen it just enough to where the belt retainer is cleared by the pulley. Okay. Then depress and lock the parking brake right there, and that releases the tension on the belt. When you get to the battery compartment, that pulley, there's no need to remove the fan. All of that is plastic. The guard is plastic. The belt retainer is plastic. The belt will just slip. Just take your time. You can slip the belt out. When you're removing the spring that I was talking about on the tensioner assembly, it's gonna, you can see the hook if you look down here. Okay, and you see the thinner aluminum wire That's what I was talking about. I came in from the back, grabbed the spring, pulled it back, and got it off of that hook. Be sure to block the wheels from going back and forth, which in all honesty you shouldn't have to do, but I did it anyway. And make sure the transmission lock is engaged. Okay, so here's the assembly. I put a little grease on it. Okay, so I'm gonna load the belt up. Put it all back together like that. And we'll see if she works. Just wanted to show you how I rigged up to tighten that main pulley. I put the assembly on a bench, put a clamp on it, put a 9/16 wrench under there, got it locked in, tighten it up with the ratchet. Okay, here's another little tip. When you go to reinstall this plate, get you a couple of small pocket screwdrivers, Phillips type, or just a couple of nails. And you're going to lift this thing up, and trying to stab all these bolts while you holding it up with your other hand it's a struggle. I did it. So anyway, get one side up and stick a screwdriver in one of these holes, preferably the middle one, and let it hang there. Go to the other side, pick it up, make sure your belt's right and all that, and then you can start the bolts on that side. Just start them, don't tighten them up, and come back to this side and start all of these. It'll make it a lot easier. Also, when you're putting the belt back on, after you get this up, string the belt back through the fan, the transmission fan first, and then come back and do the engine pulley. Okay, I just want to throw this in there. I changed the spindle out because I'd stripped the bolts out of the other one. You'll see this one has a grease zerd, right? Okay. Here's the deal. If you buy one of these online and it has a grease zerd, pull it apart, look inside, and make sure that inside of the bearings on both bearings have the seal pulled. Because if the seals are not pulled, any grease you pump into this thing will not go into the bearings. Another thing on this spindle is I did not take the inner seals off the bearings. I just left them sealed because the original ones lasted 5 years. So I didn't see any point. And I think most people will probably do that. I just want to be sure you knew that grease zerd wasn't going to do anything if you didn't, against sealed bearings. Well, that's pretty much it, folks. Everything went back together as I assumed it would, and worked perfectly. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll answer best as I can. I hope this helped y'all. Adios.